Okay, so for this question, we are supposed to identify the coefficients and the constant in each algebraic expression. So note that this one is an expression, there's no equal sign. This is not an equation. Given that x is the only variable for both expression. Okay, so take note that if they say so, it means that if you see letters like a square, all these are constants. Okay, they are fixed values. Okay, the only variable that we're looking at is x. Okay, so for here, we are supposed to identify the coefficient. Now you remember coefficients, they are the numbers that accompany your variables. So they are the constants or the numbers that just beside your variables. So for example, if we look at a and 2x, right, the coefficient of x will be none other than 2. So if you look at 1.1a, right, you can see that the coefficient here will none other be 2, right, and the coefficient here will be 3 over 2. The coefficient here will be negative 5. Now take note that if there's a negative sign, you have to include the negative sign as well. Okay, you have to include the negative sign as well. Okay, and negative 2 here, this is what we call the constant. Now the constant is the term that does not have any variable attached to it, okay, multiplied to it. So this is a term that remains constant. It does not change regardless of the value of x. Okay, so this is what we call a constant. And you can see that for this question, the coefficients here mainly are 2, those shaded in gray, 3 over 2, and negative 5. And your constants here, right, are mainly the term without the x that's remained fixed by itself is none other than, okay, the one shaded in red is our negative 2. Okay, so that is for this question. Okay, so let's look at B. Okay, what do we see as the coefficients? Okay, so if you look at the coefficients here, again, only x is the variable. For the first term, you can see that if I do not consider x, I consider the term that comes with it, and a is a constant. The first one is a coefficient, 3a over 2. The second term here, coefficient is negative 4. And the third term here, you can see that there's no x inside. So this is actually a constant. Okay, so the one shaded in red here, this is actually a constant because you do not see any x inside. Okay, so from here, our coefficients are none other than just 3a over 2 and negative 4. And our constants here is none other than 8a squared. Okay, right, so constant, remember, are the term that does not change regardless of x. It does not contain an x in the term itself. So that's all for example 1.1. Thank you.